All right, welcome back. So today, working on the C10. We got to do cab corners. First thing we have to do is pull the bed off. Yes, that's a swing set. Yep, so I got it all rigged up and I got it lifted up. See that? And we're gonna just try to drive off from underneath it, see what happens. So yeah, see if it works. All right, here we go. So we're hanging up on the tires right here. So let's try this again. All right, gotta lift it off of there. Now we gotta figure out how to get it on the ground. Turn that off. It's down. Yeah. So I just took the ratchet straps and just lowered it down a little at a time, but down. Didn't put any more dents in it. So now it's time to work on this pig. So we got in the garage. I sprayed off the frame. I hosed off 50 pounds of dirt off of that thing, and we're gonna start on this cab corner. See, missing spots. So I think I'm gonna do, because I got a little rust here as well, I'm gonna adjust above that. This is just below the floor inside, so you can't see anything back here. Anyway, so I'm gonna cut out here around. A bunch of seam sealer in here I gotta remove. Get all that out of there. So very carefully come down in here and section that piece out. So that's what we're gonna do. Again, I've never done this before. We'll see how it turns out. So put you on time lapse and enjoy. Corners off. Got some more work to do. Hate wasps. Yeah. There's a bunch of glue in here that's got to go off. I got to grind out this, get that little piece of metal out of there where all those spot welds are. Got a lot of cleanup to do. It actually went through. The rust actually went through that inner piece in there. I'll at least fill that hole up. But we'll see. That tell you what, this thing right here, that took that seam sealer and putty and stuff right off. That was quick, made quick work of that. That was really cool. So anyway, okay, so I got it all cleaned up. My lighting in this corner of the garage is terrible. Anyway, so got all the old stuff off of here. I just ground the spot welds flush because that's all I need. Got it out here. And see how I stayed below the floor inside the cab? So everything's accessible right here. So I didn't get into that because that's still good metal. One thing I discovered is right here. Let's shut this camera down so you can see. Right here, we got a lot of issues. So the cab itself is rusted through on this corner. So gotta get that fixed. But I got some metal left over from when I was doing the some of the scrap pieces from when I was doing the bedsides. The bedsides on this. So I'll have some good filler metal that I can use. I'll just make what I'll do is I'll just cut a little strip about that wide or so, and I'll cut it off up here, and I'll just form it in there. So, yep, I gotta go grab some stuff and then continue working on this. All right, I think I got all the cutting done. I ended up cutting out that little piece of rust was there. Now I've got a scrap piece here from when I did the back corners. What I'm gonna do is basically I just laid it up here. I guess needed about, about that wide. I cut that out, and then I'm gonna start probably at the top. I may start at the bottom, I don't know. And then I'm just gonna roll it right around here, and then I'll tack weld that all in there. So anyway, that's where we're at. Just getting a little done at a time. Got the piece made. It fits right here. Wraps up like that. Now we're gonna start fitting and welding it. So I say fit and weld because we're kind of doing both at the same time. Okay, pieces all fit in there. This piece here, the original strip, fit in there. Like I said, I had to fit and weld it. So I started here, tack, and then just kind of started tacking it as it went up and using the hammer and just tapping it in as it went along. I ended up having to add a little piece in here because there's more rot there, and another little piece in here because there was more rot in there. So now we're gonna start on this one. So we're gonna start on getting that piece cut and fit. So it's gonna take a lot of work right around here to get that working, to get it fit there, and then up around the top here. That shouldn't be too bad, but it's just a matter of getting it cut and square and all that fun stuff. So yep, we're gonna just keep on chipping away at it. So it just takes time, a little bit of patience, and don't get too excited with the welder or too excited with the grinder, just a little at a time. That's kind of the key to doing this. So keep working at it. I'll probably put you on time lapse again. If I just left you on regular speed, it'd be really boring. So, all right, here we go. All right, you can probably tell, but I'm having issues with this thing. It's just not the right size. So I'll show you what's going on. So I got corner here, perfectly lined up. I've got, turn this light so you can see, I've got this corner here, perfectly lined up where it's supposed to be. I've got that cut, wrapped. So this here, side's nice and flush, the corner's flush, everything's perfect. And then right here, I got a big old gap. And then when you close the door, you can see I got a good gap here, and then it just gets tight right through here. So I probably got to cut all the way down, move that to where it's supposed to be, and put it back in. Because this piece, although looks good, oh yeah, and then the other piece I have, maybe you can see this, maybe you can't, right down here, right here, yeah. Oh, like this is supposed to be tight, that pinch weld. I can stick my finger in it. Yeah, this piece is not the right size, but we're gonna make it the right size and make it work. I fixed it. So I did what it said. I took the grinder, I just cut a line right down here, and then I cut one line, tapped over right here, and it wasn't quite lined up, so I cut again, and I cut a little bit, and I welded, cut, and then weld to where I could keep the both panels flush. So that's where it's at. So down here on the bottom, I just used my clamp and I just pulled it together. Doesn't line up perfect, but that's about as good as I'm gonna get it. You know, if I was gonna do more, I'd actually have to cut more out of here and get that slid back, but this is still higher than this. But hey, you know what? This isn't a show truck yet. Maybe someday it will be, but anyway, I'm not worried about that. Even if it is a show truck, I'm not going to SEMA. Don't care. So good enough, and I think what left to do is to get this welded out. So that doubled my welding by making that cut. But this is really slow welding, because this is that's about the size of weld I can make. Maybe that big, but those are tiny. Give you an idea of size. It's a regular screwdriver. So tiny welds, and so I'm gonna get this all welded out, and I'll show you what the end result looks like. This is what we got. So I'll show you. You can look here. Can't see it on the camera, but that's a good line right there. You see here, I ground it out. You can still see a little bit of the weld here and then down here. I will end up putting just a little bit of body filler in there, but it'll be so thin. It's really just to cover those little tiny voids and stuff. I'm not filling gaps, but hey, I'm happy with it. It looks good. The bottom down here turned out all right. So you know, it works. I like it. It's a lot better than what was in there. Kind of missing half of it. So anyway, yeah, I know I didn't think about it until I was welding this out one on. I should have primed and painted the stuff underneath, but I didn't. Oops. So thanks for watching.